Let's talk about building your management team. Now, building your management team is very important when you want to open multiple locations, operate multiple locations, and retire from the chair, right? I know that you are handling every aspect of the business, from the business administration, from the marketing, from all of it, right? You're wearing all the hats, and I get it. But I want to break down building your management team. So, we've already discussed your hiring process to get other stylists on board so that you can fill those seats, fill those chairs, and be able to give the overflow of clients to another stylist and have more income coming in. And it's just not depending on you standing behind the chair anymore, right? Right. So, the next key aspect of building this entire enterprise, of building this whole business, is to have a management team. Now, what do I mean by a management team? Well, you need someone else that can be able to run daily operations for you in a way that you would. And I say in a way because no two people are alike. And when you have a management team, they actually can make decisions because they're not standing behind a chair like you are consistently. And they're looking into the business and they're going to actually add to the business. So this is why I say not exactly like you. But however, you do set the operations. You do set how you want the business to run. And you have them come in and run the business for you. And as they see things, you give them the authority to bring things to you and be able to adjust on the spot. So the first person that you need on your whole management team is a salon manager. The role of a salon manager is to open the salon. So if you have an opening the salon, procedures: unlock the door, turn off the alarm, turn on the radio, turn on the TVs, things like that. That's opening. Maybe do a quick dusting of the floor, quick overhaul of the mopping of the salon. Maybe add cash to the register. I mean, change to the register, all that opening stuff that you do now. This is what your manager would do. And also closing as well. So closing looks like during a daily checkout of your online systems, just closing down and maybe writing down on side of your spreadsheet what the daily totals is, locking the door, setting the alarm, all of those closing, turning off the radio, turn off the lights, turn off the television. So your manager will handle those closing and opening procedures. Now, in between that as well, they can take over your hiring process. Let's say you like, you know what? I don't want to do the whole hiring process. I want you to let me know who you decide based on how you feel. Are they going to fit well with the salon? And you come in on, let's say, the last interview when they've been accepted and you give them all that other information. You introduce yourself there. They handle that hiring process for you. Another thing that your salon manager does is hire your inventory. So they keep track of that back bar supply you have, the retail inventory that you have on the shelf. Maybe you even give them the capability of ordering products because they know what your budget is. So if you set a budget, they're able to order, retail supplies, restock the shelf, order back bar supplies, keep a good inventory of that back bar supply as well. So the salon manager's role is to handle these tedious daily tasks that you do every single day. You're going to hand those off to someone else to be able to run the business. Now, not just the salon manager. You want to actually add a lead trainer. So if you're a commission-based salon, having a lead trainer is great because that can take some of the pressure off of you consistently training individuals when they come in. To have a lead trainer, one of their roles is to train the new stylists is to educate the new stylist. They will spend some time with the new stylist, making sure that their skills are great. You know, the skills may be okay, but you're like, we got to polish you up a little bit. And you're going to get with our lead trainer, who can also be a stylist in your salon as well. Maybe this stylist have quite a few years of experience, know the trade, has experience working with all textures of hair, have experience working with all techniques as well. And they're actually going to teach them and polish them up on their craft, sharpen those skills that they have. Maybe they even spend a day specifically teaching them something, an individual service, or they just educate them also on the product lines that are used in your salon, why it's important, how to use them, and also how to sell them. The lead trainer also helps with consultation. So basically, the lead trainer is there to assist any new stylist or all stylists through consultation, through education, through training, through polishing up their skills. Maybe the lead trainer also seek out educational classes that the whole team can go to, right? They also see what best shows is there to attend or competitions to enter for the salon. So the lead trainer is there to take on that role of the educator for the entire salon environment. Once again, this takes the training, the education role for your whole salon team off of your shoulders by having an individual there that you can depend on that's going to do this. So, two important parts of building your management team includes the salon manager and the lead trainer, right? So, I know you're probably saying, okay, well, what do I pay them? Here's the thing. You have options of how you're going to pay the salon manager. But how you pay the salon manager depends on what you want them to do specifically, right? Yes, I've listed a number of things, but I need you to write down everything you want them to do. There's two options. You can pay them a salary pay, which is just a overall pay for handling the task, or you can pay them an hourly pay for handling the task. However you do it, just make sure that you get it in writing, that this is their position. This is what you want them to do. This is what you expect them to do based on that their skill set that they have. And this is how you're going to pay them. But once again, you have to list down the things that you want the salon manager to do. I've seen in a lot of instances where you want to pay the salon manager a salary, but at the end of the day, you've only given them a couple of things that you want them to handle. And you're going to, it's like you're paying them way too much to do nothing. So this is why it's so important for you to first list the things that you want them to do and then decide on what's the best pay option. It also depends on what your salon budget is as well. The lead trainer, now, the lead trainer could be a part of your salon team already. As I mentioned earlier, this can be a stylist or someone who is already on your team that's highly experienced. And what you can do for this person in paying them is offer them a different commission rate because they are working in the salon. Currently, they have their own clientele. So you will put them on a different commission rate to handle this part of the business for you. But you can also put them on a salary as well. So how to pay the salon manager and the lead trainer really depends on the budget of the salon and what uh, jobs you want them to handle. So first things first is to list what you want them to handle. But these are two important people that you want on building your management team to run the salon's operations. Now, remember, if your job is to remove yourself altogether from the chair, you want to have a salon manager there that's going to be able to run the operations for you so that you don't have to worry about all those little tiny details. You can go and open a second location and put another salon manager at that location and remove yourself completely and entirely from behind the chair and only come during the salon meeting or maybe pop in once, twice, three times a month to just let them know what you have planned in the future for growth for your business. So your salon manager is super, super important when you're looking to grow the business and to remove yourself from the business. So I want you to keep in mind, I want you to go ahead on and make a list of what you want a salon manager to do. And it's based off the things that you are currently doing that you can hand off to someone else. Make a list of what you want the lead trainer to do that you are currently doing or you want to incorporate into your salon, so you can hand that job, those tasks, to that person in that position. Last but not least, when you're looking for people in these positions, you want to make sure that they have some formal experience. Once again, they need some type of managerial experience. They need to be able to run a team of professionals. They need to be able to have some understanding on business operations. Not They don't have to be 100% versed about the beauty industry, but have some knowledge of how the beauty industry works. And I'm not saying operate, because at the end of the day, business is business, but they need to have some understanding on how the beauty industry works, so that if you're not in the salon and there's a confrontation between a stylist and a client when it comes to a hair service, they're able to handle that for you. So qualifications for these people looks like having some type of managerial skills, having some type of business background, having some type of leadership training as well. Because remember, they're leading your team to success. So this is building a management team. Now, I highly recommend you go ahead on and pull that notepad out, because I know you're writing in a notepad. Jot down all of these things that we're discussing. However, head on over to get your blank Google document and type up everything neatly on that Google document and store it inside of your hiring folder. That will be its home. At any time that you need to go back and adjust because you've decided you may have missed something, you want to add something, you're going to go back to that Google document and you're going to add all of that information in there. So this concludes building your management team. Now, go ahead on and get started and head on over to the next module.